In today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to actually get better at Rainbow Six Siege. Right now, you might not be seeing any improvement at all, or you're not seeing the improvement you want. I am going to be streaming a $100 1v1 tournament throughout the entire week, and there's a link down below to my Twitch in the description. How do you actually get better at Siege? One of the first crucial areas to consider is the time that you are putting in and where it is going. A lot of you might be spending a lot of time on the game, but you're simply not putting it in the right areas. A few examples of the wrong areas to put your time into is simply not facing your weaknesses. If you don't face your weaknesses in Siege, you're never ever going to improve. So if one of your weaknesses is dying too early and blaming your teammates and then raging, well, you gotta sort that one out. And a waste of time would be putting hours into casual. Casual is not going to help you to improve at all because you're not in the same format as ranked and it has a completely different player base and mentality. In casual, you have black mid mains with a DMR holding an angle for the entire round. However, in ranked, you have an Ash main rushing in, killing you without you even noticing in the very first 30 seconds of the game. And in order to prepare yourself for that, you just need to play more, gain more experience, gain more hours under your belt playing the game. And you might not be putting time into T-Hunt. T-Hunt is arguably one of the best ways to improve your mechanics overall. And if you're not putting in time into that and just simply playing ranked instead, you're gonna have to split up the hours in between. A lot of you do play ranked, which is great to improve, but also putting hours into T-Hunt and ranked is a great balance to have. Which is why a big part of it comes down to having a routine. A routine is pretty much a set time that you're gonna dedicate hours to T-Hunt, to ranked, to watching Vod Reviews, to watching Pro League gameplay to help you to improve. You have to be consistent with it and put in the hours on a daily basis. And playing in casual with all the black mid mains isn't gonna help you out. Now, a lot of you might have school or other things going on outside, which is great, but you need to focus on time and routine, which means that split up your hours accordingly so you can make a routine that is going to suit you and your day. And on to the next tip, it is part of the routine, it is to watch Vod reviews and gameplay. Watching gameplay from somebody who is simply a better player than you, no matter how better they are, if they are better than you, is going to help you out a ton. So whether you're watching a pro player play or simply me play on stream, there's a link down below in the description to it. The way certain people will break things down for you or do things differently is going to help. A big thing as well is also watching Pro League matches. Pro League is top tier gameplay, and you watching that is going to help diversify your gameplay and your strategies that you're running in rank. But you can do all that and still not improve unless you have your trusty notepad. You have to be writing things down, make a whole collection of things that you've learned and you can apply in your game in Siege. I would recommend taking notes on Pro League gameplay, Vod reviews, any gameplay and any tricks that you come across and want to remember for the future, or key things you need to work on in your T-Hunt, write them down. Because whatever you do, don't be afraid to face your weaknesses. You should definitely double down on the things you're good at. For example, if you're really strong in the entry fragging department, don't go over and play support if you just want to face your weakness. Because that might not be a weakness, it simply could just be an area that you're not as good in. For example, if you're really good at playing Blackbeard, stop playing him. Blackbeard is a weakness. Sorry about that one, black mid mains. But if there's something that could help you to improve your game overall, and you're avoiding it because it's too challenging or too tricky and you don't want to face it, go straight at that weakness. You need to attack it. Anytime that you waste on it not going forward and attacking it is simply just you wasting time and you're not improving. And a big aspect of improving is your mentality. This really is going to test how 200 IQ you are, and whether you can hold in your range when little Timmy, the Thermite player, doesn't get the hard breach down. Your mentality is all about holding in your rage from other teammates, not blaming them, blaming yourself and focusing on yourself, but most importantly, turning situations into positive ones. I understand there are a lot of problems with Siege in terms of cheaters, in terms of mouse and keyboard players. Those are all issues all of us Siege players have to deal with on a daily basis. And I know it might be easy to blame them and your teammates who don't communicate and end up doing really bad things in the game. But the fact is, what are you going to do about it? If your goal is trying to improve and you're blaming the teammates, does that help you improve? You might need to think about that one for a second. While it's all good blaming your teammates and other things that are going on in the game, it's out of your control, you can't do anything about it, you can't control your teammates and what they do in the round, so why bother wasting your time on it when other players around you are improving and getting better than you? Focus on the things in your control, which could be something as simple as finding a team so you don't have to deal with their solo queue teammates. And finding a team is very, very hard. You either do that or you solo queue, which is exactly the next tip. Find a team. No matter how good you are at Siege, if you have a team around you, you're going to play better. The best way to find a team is Discord servers and simply asking people at the end of the game. And if you would like to join my Discord server to find players, there's a link down below. If you end up playing with some teammates who turn out to be actually okay, and they're not just simply hard breaching barricades, then if they play well and you're happy with them, at the end of the game, ask them, add them on Uplay if they want to play a few more games. That could potentially turn into a future 5-stack, but don't get discouraged if the first one turns you down or you don't end up finding it straight away, because there are over 70 million Siege players out there, so you'll find them eventually. Think about it like hunting for Jaeger's ACOG. It's very, very hard to do, but you can find it in that legacy mode. Or you can go down the dark, treacherous path of solo queue. A place where nobody wants to be, filled with smurfs, cheaters, and every single problem a Siege player could face. Random teammates trash talking you at every single turn you face, people placing down their mirror windows in the wrong location. It doesn't get much worse than solo queue. However, if you are in solo queue, it can really help to improve. Your rank is going to go all the way down the mountain. However, you will be able to improve a lot and learn from it if you have the right mentality. When you solo queue, you have to go in and not focus on your teammates. You have to completely get rid of them. And no, not by team killing them, just simply blocking them out mentally. Don't focus on the mistakes they're making, focus on you, what you're doing in the round, and what you can do to improve. Now, your rank isn't going to be doing you any favors. Don't expect for it to go up. On the flip side, you're going to be learning a ton and you're going to be improving as a player. Your improvement, quite frankly, can skyrocket if you go into it with the right mentality and you know your goals and what you're focusing on when doing it. And then the next tip is to not focus on your rank or stats in general. If you want to improve, you have to let your rank and KD go out the window. Those two stats, you can't tell anything about a player from it. With the amount of cheaters that are currently changing the matchmaking and the elo that players are currently in because of it, and on top of that, the Siege matchmaking system isn't the greatest either because it only takes into account one factor, being whether you won or lost that game. And there are Siege players out there who simply won't play ranked because they're scared of their rank going down and it's at a good place at the moment, or simply they don't want to play. The more you put off playing ranked, the less you are going to improve. You just got to get it out the window and focus on yourself. Because if you're not playing ranked because you're too scared your KD is going to go down or your rank is going to go down, you're simply not going to be putting enough hours into the game that you need to be as of right now. And the best way to go about it is simply to not even check your KD. Focus on improving in the actual game, and the ranks and the KD will come with it in due time, but give it the time that it needs for you to improve. And the final tip is to always ask yourself, what could I have done better? Whether it simply means placing down a Capcan trap earlier on in the round so that Ashmain can get hit by on it when she is speeding into objective, or if it simply means not potatoing your aim as much and trying to improve your mechanics overall. Whatever it is, you always have to be asking yourself what you could have done better. Was it the right decision to team kill your teammate in the first place, or was it the right decision to peek that angle? And then when you ask yourself that question and you answer it, next time you'll know whether to do it again. And hopefully you don't team kill your opponent again, because that right there is a bad decision that you need to avoid in the future. On the screen right now, there's another video to help you to improve in Siege, so click on that because you're going to need it. Thank you for watching, be sure to subscribe and drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it.